Buenas noches, clase. We come again to flip lesson 2, and this is on affirmative and negative words. This shouldn't be too hard because you are very familiar with a lot of the affirmative and negative words. So let's get started with getting some affirmative words. So let me just get this pen. Okay, so we have algo. And you remember algo más and something more. It just simply means something. Aquí está algo. Here is something. Simple enough. Alguien. Alguien. And here you almost see that word quien. Right around here. You almost see it's like quien. Alguien. Someone. And quien means who. So it's like someone who. Alguien prepara el café. Someone prepares the coffee. Alguien. Pretty simple, again. Algún. Algún en alguno en alguna. All right. Well, algún means just some. But you would use it in front of something that is singular masculine. So this is papel over here. Necesito algún papel. I need some paper. But again, papel is singular and it's masculine. If it weren't, you could say, and of course if it's something feminine, you would say alguna. Alguna chica quiere bailar. Some girl wants to dance. Algunos chicos están aquí. And there you have the plural. So algún is really just a shortened version of algún. As we move up, siempre. I believe just today we were using the word siempre. And siempre means always. Yo siempre tomo café por la mañana. ¿Ustedes? I always drink coffee in the morning. Do you? Siempre. And of course, the last affirmative word would be también. And you already know también. You've been using it since last year. And you también also means also. A mí también me gusta el café. And me, I also like the coffee. Entonces, también. Okay, clase, real quick exercise. Translate to Spanish. Do you want to eat some dessert? Do you want to eat some dessert? And remember that dessert. Do you remember the word for dessert? The word for dessert is postre. Postre. So do you want to eat some dessert? Okay, so you could pause it if you still need some time to think. But we're going to go on to negative words. Negative words. Nada. Nada. Now here's the interesting about negative words. And you've heard this before. In English, we are taught never to use double negatives. But in Spanish, we use them all the time. So whenever we say no, as in not, before the verb, notice that it's here before the verb, then you use your negative also. You have to have both. No voy a comer nada. I'm not going to eat anything. Notice that we don't translate it, I'm not going to eat nothing. I'm not going to eat anything. Nadie, no one. No está nadie aquí. There isn't anyone here. And again, where you would ordinarily say anyone, because it's a double negative, you want to say nadie. No está nadie aquí. You could also say nadie está aquí. But once you use that nadie before the verb, then you don't need that no. Here we go. That ningún and ninguno is a little like that alguien and the algún and the alguno. So ningún, ninguno. Both mean none, not any. Yo no quiero ningún postre. And there's that ningún is a shortened version of ninguno. And ningún, again, before a singular masculine noun, postre, you have ningún. I don't want any dessert. So don't be fooled by that any, because we're really looking for a negative because it's I don't. That means something no, okay? So again, the way you translate it, and this is why the negative words are really trickier than the affirmative words, because when we translate in English, we don't use those double negatives. So again, yo no quiero ningunos. I don't want any of them, referring to los postres, the desserts. No tengo ninguna. I don't have any, referring to something feminine. No tengo ninguna pulsera. I don't have any bracelets. Okay, and again, ninguna singular here. Tampoco is the last one, and it means neither or either. Because again, in Spanish, we were just going to be saying neither. No quiero nada tampoco. So if you say, I don't want dessert, no quiero postre, I could say, no quiero nada tampoco. I don't want anything either or neither. So again, looking over some of our negative words, nada, nothing. Nadie, no one. Ningún or ninguno or ninguna, none, not any. No quiero ninguna. I don't want any. Tampoco, either or neither. So again, let's look at the exercise. I don't have any soup. I don't have any soup. Do you remember the word for soup? It sounded more like soap. Okay, so if you need time to pause here, if not, you can continue. We're on our special notes, nota gramática, and the special notes are some simple things, I think. Ningunos, you rarely use ningunos. So that's just a little note that you probably won't be seeing it, especially this year, maybe as time goes on a little bit more. When a negative word comes before the verb, a second negative is not needed. So again, I think I used an example before. Yo nunca voy al cine. So notice I didn't have a no there. Yo nunca voy al cine. I never go to the movies. So if you don't have the no before the verb, then you don't have to have that double negative. Nadie quiere ir al cine. No one wants to go to the movies. So again, before the verb quiere, we just have nadie, so we don't need that double negative there. But, for example, yo no voy nunca. Again, here's that no before the voy. Yo no voy nunca. I don't ever go. Ellos no van con nadie. They aren't going with anyone. Notice the no before the verb, so we have to have the two negatives in the sentence. When alguien or nadie, when someone or no one is the object of the verb, it is preceded by the personal a. You know, that personal a that you learned about last year. So let's look at the example. No quiero ver a nadie. I don't want to see anyone. And again, don't be fooled by the English. I don't want to see anyone. We're really saying I don't want to see to anyone. A nadie. Okay, so don't be too concerned about some of these little special cases because the way we're going to be using it certainly this year won't be that challenging. It'll be more clean cut, and I think you'll do just fine if you know what each word means. So how about a challenge? Ready for a challenge? So if you are, great. You can at least look on to see how you're doing. So let's go to the challenge and music, maestro. I don't want to eat any fruit. He is going to invite anyone to his party. We always need someone that has money. And the last one is, are you going to read something? So you might want to again pause this right here and then try to write your answers. And I'm going to go on to the next page with all the answers. All right? So here we go. Here are the answers. No quiero comer ninguna fruta. Él no va a invitar a nadie a su fiesta. Siempre necesitamos alguien que tiene dinero. ¿Vas a leer algo? Okay, clase, how did you do? I hope you did really well. On Wednesday, when you come to class, I'm going to give you a worksheet with some of the affirmative negatives to do, and I'll help you out if you have some problems then. So, otra vez, adiós.